I want to talk to you today about sales recruitment processes. Clients often ask me, Alex, what is the ideal sales recruitment process? Now, I can immediately say that there's, of course, no one-size-fits-all. But there are a few things that you can take into account. What I've noticed is that you should be having 3 types of conversations. So there's the one where you talk about your company and how the vacancy and sales fits in right now. There's a second conversation where you have to talk about the candidate, and the candidate is mostly talking and asking a lot of questions. The third conversation you should be having is about sales. It should be a dialogue, but it should be a challenging conversation as well. So if there were to be a number or a magical number, then it should be 3. 3 conversations, not interviews. I genuinely don't like the word interview because in an interview there's always one person that can be more or less dominant in that situation. So I like conversation, I like meetings. A general rule of thumb in sales recruitment process or any recruitment process, not too long, not too short. If a candidate gets an offer after the first interview, that sounds a little desperate. If a candidate gets an offer after interview 5, then how can that candidate think of you as being decisive? So the rule of thumb is not too short, not too long. But one advice that I can give you is to have 2 different recruitment processes. One fast one and one slow one. Because every candidate situation is differently and you have to assess after the first interview if you want a slow process or a fast interview. Maybe what's more important than a recruitment process is what I call flow. So not a recruitment process, but a recruitment flow. There's many moments in between interviews that you can use in your flow and is equally important. There's a lot actually that you can learn in those moments in between when you're talking or planning and scheduling meetings with the candidates. So actually between interviews, the facade can drop and you really start to see more of the authenticity of the profile. So it can be very useful to keep a good flow. Communication and feedback are also one of the key elements. The one thing that candidates hate the most is not getting any feedback or clear communication. So an example of a recruitment process might be this. First, you do a discovery call. Phone calls are really important with salespeople. Some salespeople act differently on the phone than in real life. Also, it can give you already an idea on how the candidate communicates exactly and how they plan meetings, and also you can get a feeling of the enthusiasm to plan in an interview. Second, you do a first interview face-to-face, where it's your job, if you're the party that is asking or recruiting actively, and you do the selling first. That's really, really important. The candidate comes second. The second interview, you have to make it all about sales. It should be an interview where everybody is asking a lot of questions and you should be challenging the candidate on their sales capabilities. A third interview for me is more of a finalization interview where the culture part, the personality part, and really the fit in the company should be the main topic. When you hire someone, of course, there has to be a cultural fit, a personal fit, and a fit for long term. So I hope you enjoy this video and happy hunting.